Welcome to She Who Heals, the spiritual business podcast for healers to take up space and talk about the services they provide. When healers serve more lives, more people are able to live in the peace and joy this world has to offer. I'm your host, healer, and spiritual business coach, Alyssa K. Barrios. This episode is sponsored by our Reiki courses. Thank you so much to those who have already invested in the Reiki courses. Reiki is a spiritual Japanese technique that is used to promote peace and relaxation by reducing stress and getting rid of the negative, stagnant energy that is within our bodies. Reiki 1 and 2 is perfect for those who are brand new to Reiki or want to learn more about Reiki or who are just wanting to find some peace in their life. Reiki Master is for those who have already gone through their Reiki 1 and 2 training and looking to elevate their Reiki practice even more and or become the Reiki teacher. If you're Reiki mastered already, then I highly recommend for your next level of master training, which is Karuna Reiki. We'll be having our Karuna Reiki in person in March here in Orange County, California. To enroll in your Reiki course, please head over to Alyssa K. Barrios on Instagram and send us a DM with Reiki, and we will get you set up. We look forward to serving you and witnessing your transformational growth with the power of Reiki. Enjoy the episode. Hello. Welcome to another episode of She Who Heals, the spiritual business podcast. I'm really excited to talk with you today about affirmations. Affirmations are a topic that I have many of my healing clients ask me questions on, but this is also a topic that I discuss a lot with my business clients who are also healers. Because if you know me, you know that I have been in this healing journey for the past 7 years. I have been a Reiki teacher for the past 2 years, and I've been teaching business the last 2 years. I've been full-time as a healer the past 2 years, and I'm really good at what I do. And by being really good at what I do, I'm able to provide my clients, whether they're healers opening up their businesses or women who are looking for their own healing, I'm really good at being able to provide them the highest experience possible. And when I believe you are providing someone with the highest experience possible, I believe that you're giving them something that they can actually take with them for the rest of their lives, whether it's a lesson, whether it's a teaching, whether it's a feeling or a perspective. So with affirmations, I'm really excited to dive deep into what those are for you, because this was something that I also had to learn from teachers. And it wasn't that I learned it on accident. I intentionally sought confirmation and clarity around affirmations because I was noticing a lot of great leaders using affirmations. I was noticing a lot of successful business owners, people who have made so much impact at a very young age already in life, using affirmations over and over and over again, whether they were sharing affirmations for us to be using, such as their clients or audience, or they were sharing the affirmations that they use in their life and in their journey. I found this to be so admirable because they were deciding something that was true for them, and then they were teaching it and sharing that with others. And these affirmations, of course, if you're a leader and as a healer, I only really focus in on the affirmations of those who are serving for the highest good, right? So I am really good at being able to tell what is authentic, what is for the highest good of the collective, and what is necessary for me to hear in order to grow. So that does not mean that I believe we have to listen and believe everything that only makes us feel good. I do believe that if there is something that is maybe triggering or something that has caught your attention, there could be a lesson wanting to be learned, or there could be a shift wanting to be taken place. So what that means, for example, and I wasn't planning to talk much about this, but it feels like a very necessary topic and conversation to have. I have been on the holistic, plant-based eating habitual lifestyle for, I would say, the past 8 years before my healing journey, actually. And I would actually say my healing journey most likely began 8 years ago with food. And with that being said, I attended a religious class for my bachelor's degree. And in this class, we had to choose a religion to study and participate in. So I went to a Hare Krishna temple and I studied Hinduism. And I was learning the importance of being vegetarian. And the teacher was fantastic. I was really lucky to have attended a temple that my college professor knew the teacher at. So when I introduced myself, because I feel that's an important thing to do when you're on a mission and when you're doing something that you're not typically or used to doing, right? Like attending a Hindu temple was not something I was used to doing. Attending a Hare Krishna symbol was not something I was used to doing, even though a few years later I ended up becoming a yoga teacher and began to learn more about the religion and the lifestyle. But going back to this current place and moment in my life, this was really brand new to me. So I naturally wanted to introduce myself to the teacher and celebrate this new journey and experience that I was allowing myself to embark in while also doing my homework for school. So this teacher invited me to a more private circle. I was with my mother, two of my friends. One of the friends was a classmate of mine. The other one of my friends was just a longtime best friend since high school. So we go into this sacred teaching space and the teacher starts teaching us. And this was not talked about in the ceremony or in the gathering with the rest of the community. It was just with us. And he mentioned to us to all try going vegetarian for a week. If you know me, I'm up for any challenge, pretty much. So I accepted and I went a week on this challenge, and I believe they may have asked us for a week or 2 weeks, but I remember being a week in and I never went back to eating meat for 8 years. Okay, those who are listening and my loved ones and family members, they would joke and call me a cheatitarian because sometimes I would really crave like a hot wing or, we're human. So I wouldn't say I never touched meat or ate meat throughout the whole 8 years, but I will say that I was pretty devoted to being vegetarian and even trying veganism. However, I was learning that, one, I gained a lot of weight in the process, which I hear is pretty common for people who go vegetarian because you're filling your body up with carbs, right? So I actually didn't fully do it right and correctly. I should have known that when I was going to go vegetarian and vegan, that my body and my mind were also going to go through a cleanse. So I think I was filling myself up a little bit more with that feeling that I was feeling when I was eating meat to just keep putting food in my body. So with that being said, I gained a little bit of weight, but that was fine. I traveled the world. I stuck to my vegetarian diet, and I just continued to learn more about myself. And that's when the healing really started. I started feeling so clear. I was realizing and learning that our meat does hold a lot of toxins. So by eating meat every day for 19 years of my life, my body was really grateful to no longer be consuming meat all the time. So then I started juicing, and then I started diving deeper into certain plants and my veggies and how to season the veggies. And then I started using spices. And oh my goodness, spices are so beyond healing. Your spice cabinet is so important. My top 4 favorite spices are oregano, which is natural immunity booster, turmeric, which is an inflammatory, cayenne, which also is good for your immunity, and then ginger, which is really good for your gut and your immunity. So those are my absolute favorite spices, and I was learning how to cook and season so much of my food with these spices. And that in itself was the beginning of a really important healing journey I was on. So fast forward to today. Throughout the process of being vegetarian and vegan, I'll be honest, I was judgmental. I was so excited with this new healing that I had found and this new way of living that I wanted everyone around me to feel this type of healing. I wanted everyone around me to experience this bliss. And I also wanted those around me who, especially that I loved and I was close with, I wanted them to be healthy because I want to keep them around for as long as I can. And in my family, we actually don't have the healthiest track record of physical health, and then on another side, mental health. So my family means a lot to me, and I was diving super deep into this healing journey at a pretty young age, imperfect, still college girl who was still finding herself and gaining her self-esteem again and confidence and all of those things. But I was judgmental. And in the process of being judgmental, I closed myself off to listening to others. And instead, I thought I was 100% right all the time. Well, that feels icky, right? Like, who likes to be judged by someone? Who likes to be told they're wrong by someone? Naturally and quickly, we can all say no one. No one wants to be judged or told they're wrong. That is literally like someone slamming the door in your face. That's literally like someone standing at the door and saying, you can't come in. Like, that's exclusive. It's rude. It just does not feel good. So with that being said, I can't believe we're going into this. I had then learned so much about listening to others and also listening to myself, because if I was being judgmental to others, then I was also judging myself. If I was struggling to listen to others, then I was struggling to listen to myself. And with that happening, I was finally catching back up to myself once I found Reiki. I was calming my body, I was coming back to stillness, and I was tuning into my truth, my light, tuning into the memories and experiences and stories that were replaying in my mind, but being okay with those stories replaying in my mind and instead being curious. And in the process of being curious, I was able to let these stories, experiences go. So then I was able to create and start brand new of, okay, now what is true for me? And in the process of finding out what was true for me, I was realizing I have a lot to learn, which is fantastic because we're always growing and we're always learning. And so then I started diving into Abraham Hicks. I started diving into Amanda Francis. I started diving into a little bit of Gabby Bernstein. Gabby Bernstein isn't someone I fully resonate with, but I completely commend and honor her journey. I was diving deep into Bell Hooks, rest her soul. And I was learning from so many of these impeccable leaders who had gone through so much in their lives to be where they are now. I was learning that the stories we tell ourselves are the most important parts of this human experience. And the stories we tell ourselves, all the stories that are created in the future. So if I was to tell myself I am wealthy right now, 1, that's an affirmation. But 2, that's the story I'm creating for myself. And maybe I don't see the wealth right in front of me. Like, I don't have the $5 million in my bank account right now. I don't have the multi-million-dollar business that is naturally growing. Like, I don't have that right now to put on a piece of paper and to show someone that it exists. Like, I don't have, and even saying I don't have, like, that's not even true. Like, if I actually think about the habits and the systems and the way I'm showing up, the way I'm talking about myself and my business now, and the way it even feels in my body, I do have that. I do have it all. And now what I'm going through right now in this moment of talking to you all, creating this podcast, teaching, these are all steps that need to happen to get to be able to hold and live in that multi-million-dollar business, to live in that $5 million bank account. So it's not that I don't have it, it's just I'm taking the steps to live inside of that experience. Does that make sense? So it's like your car is parked on the street. You know your car is parked on the street. You might not be inside your car. You might not be walking and looking at your car, but you naturally know my car is outside. I paid for my car. I chose my car. I drove my car home. My car is outside. And it's a natural feeling with anything that you claim and desire and affirm. It's like you don't have to be looking at it or being inside of it, but you know it is yours because you are confident. You are confident that it is yours. You are doing and feeling all you need to do and feel to know that that is a truthful affirmation that you are telling yourself. So many times I have people say, I don't really understand affirmations. I don't get them. Or, which is a step in the better direction, or they tell me, well, I say it over and over again until it comes true. Yes, but the biggest missing piece to this, and I talk briefly about this in the Vision Board episode, our most recent episode. What is true for these affirmations, for the visions, claiming all your desires, is actually feeling these shifts happening within your body. So if you were to say, I am in the healthiest relationship, I need you to actually say that out loud and acknowledge the stories, memories, and experiences that are coming up as you say that affirmation out loud. Because whatever stories, experiences, or memories are coming up are actually being asked to be acknowledged, forgiven, maybe even rewritten. So maybe there's a new perspective that needs to have been shared or discovered. And allow yourself to see them, honor them, and let them go. And then create that new vibration and story by repeating that affirmation. I have healthy relationships. I am in a healthy relationship. And then when you're repeating that affirmation, I want you to close your eyes and then begin to feel where you feel that affirmation in your body. For me, I say the words, I am in a healthy relationship. Where I feel it in my body is in my womb space, literally my womb space. I am also in my summer, so I'm ovulating and I'm very rawr, my eggs want my partner. However, I feel it deeply, deeply in my womb. It's not a story I'm trying to tell myself. It's not a story that I am praying is true. I don't have to pray it true because I already know it exists. I already know it is true because my body feels safe. She's excited. She's yearning for more. If my body wants more of you, that means you are mine. I am yours. We are one. If you don't understand affirmations, it's because we're not actually in them. We're just going about our day speaking something because we think we're supposed to. Leaders and business owners and successful multi-million-dollar wealthy individuals who did not come from money, they use affirmations, but they also do a lot of fucking behind the scenes work to get to this place of believing and having. Yes, the experiences of, oh my God, I'm actually living in this. That is where a huge celebration will take place. That's where a lot of emotion may come and you may feel like, holy fuck, I did it. Just recently, I took on a new opportunity I was given. I've been praying on this opportunity. I've also been seeing it in visions and also manifesting really high vibrational women to be around, multi-million-dollar women to be around, but women especially in the field of work that I'm in, entrepreneurship, where we are developing teachings and programs and coaching and opportunities and this lifestyle to show others, especially women, what's possible in their life. That's my role, that's my business. And I want to be around more women like that, but not just women who are interested in that type of entrepreneurship and interested in, can relate to me in this role. I want to be around women who are who are living in the manifestations that I am claiming and living in those affirmations that I am desiring. Because if I say, I have a multi-million-dollar business, I feel that in my gut. I feel that in my heart. I see it in my third eye. So that's true. However, I don't know what it looks like to walk around my home as a multi-million-dollar business owner. I prayed and I asked and I manifested and I meditated and I saw myself being in the homes and being around women who are already multi-million-dollar business owners. Do you see that connection? I was honest and I said, I am here to learn more about how to be and what to do and what it feels like to have my affirmations. And in that process, I was given an opportunity to be in the home and work alongside of a multi-million-dollar business owner who's a fantastic, incredible woman that I truly admire. On my way to this woman's home, I got emotional because I was like, I fucking did it. Like, I did it. This is a manifestation that has come true. The affirmations I was feeling within my heart and soul that I knew were true are checked off my box. I did it. I accomplished. Now I get to create new affirmations of what is true for me. So with these affirmations, you most likely are going to create affirmations and then you're going to use them throughout your journey. But you're also going to create affirmations for certain seasons of your life, and then you're going to continue to move forward and create the affirmations needed for that season. Because as we continue to evolve and grow and our perspectives shift and get stronger, as our energy is even more expansive, we're going to have to be reminded of who we are, what we are desiring, and what needs to be true for our life. Because we can go through this healing journey. Of course, it's absolutely incredible. There's so much to learn at the beginning. There's so much that we want to learn all at once. But when it comes to these affirmations, this is something that you are always going to want to practice. And when you use these affirmations are felt throughout your body, or else you're wasting your time. There is no point of just writing down all these affirmations, repeating them over and over in your head if you are not actually feeling them and acknowledging any stories and lies and experiences and memories that need to be acknowledged. Affirmations. I'm going to give you 3 tips on affirmations. 1, say it and feel it. When you are creating your affirmation, I need us to start with the words I or my. When you are creating affirmations, it is a new story and belief that you are creating for yourself. You cannot create stories for anyone else. Let me give you an example. Oh my gosh, my partner. It's so funny. I love him. It's okay. He knew I was creating a podcast before we even became an official partnership. So I'm going to use him as an example. I'm going to use our relationship as an example, not him specifically. I love my body. She's beautiful. She's strong. She's supported me and protected me and has gone through a lot with me. However, I went through a really big season and phase about 2 to 3 years ago about my body. I was around a lot of body shaming. Which at the time I blamed others for me being in that state of body shame, instead of me taking responsibility and realizing, oh, body shame is coming up within me. What memories are coming up? What stories are coming up? What experiences are coming up? What do I need to shift within myself to recreate this affirmation, right? I didn't do that. Instead, I was focusing outward and blaming. A very common wounded feminine thing to do is to talk down on others and to judge others and to be drama. That's nonsense. However, it happens, and that was me about 3 years ago. So in the past 2 years, not too long before I met my current partner, I was going through the truth of, Alyssa, you have a beautiful body. Look at yourself in the mirror. I start to say, I love my body. I love my butt. I love my boobs. I love my belly. I love my face. And in the process of loving myself, yes, there were times where I truly had a little bit of judgment and I had to shift that. But when I was actually feeling into that I love, I was then being guided to work out differently. I go to my yoga. I love my yoga, but I was also guided to incorporate fitness and strength training into my daily practice. Mentally and emotionally, I was like, ew, I don't want to do that. I don't like lifting weights. And I realized, wait a second, you are creating now a negative story when you just felt the pull and the call to do strength training, after claiming these affirmations of I love my body, I love my booty, I love my boobies, I love my tummy, I love everything. So I was like, okay, mind and emotions, we're going to strengthen you as well. And we're going to check out a fitness coach and fitness trainer, and we're going to go strengthen our bodies. In the process of working out with my strength trainer, there were times where my mental and emotional body were feeling exposed, and I would shed a few tears because I realized I've been avoiding this truth of I am weak. I am weak and I'm not where I want to be. That could have been my story, or I allowed myself to acknowledge that story. My trainer doesn't know this. Luckily, I was training with my mom at the time as well. So she was on one side with the trainer and I was on my other side doing my reps. And I was lifting and I was like, I can literally sit here, put myself down, say I'm weak. I can say that I'm so far behind and I can't even lift this 5-pound weight. Or I can say, this is just the fucking beginning, girl. You got this. You are beautiful exactly where you are. You can lift this weight the best that you can. It doesn't matter how much is even on this weight. It's how you do it. It is the confidence that you have. All of a sudden, my body began to just shift. I felt good. I felt better. And I kept showing up. Was it easy all the time? Absolutely not. Most of the time I was angry and I was grunting and I was growling and I was like, I got this though. Like, I can do this. So I'm not saying that the journey to your positive affirmations and your enlightenment and your confidence and your wins and the manifestations are always beautiful. No, they're absolutely not. But the more you face and acknowledge the discomfort, the anger, the frustration, the sadness, the bullshit stories we're telling ourselves of. For example, when I was trying to tell myself, I can't believe you're so weak. We get to acknowledge that those don't have to be true. We can acknowledge then that we're telling ourselves that. Then we can acknowledge, but I choose to believe this instead. And then that's where your affirmation comes from. So going back to the example of me and my partner, it's very natural. Okay, I don't know if it's just me, but ladies, it's how common does it feel to want certain parts of your body to just be beautiful and to be loved and to be touched and to be admired. And for me, that was my booty. I really, really, really wanted my booty to just be luscious and round and strong. And in the process, I would look and I said, oh my goodness, girl, like, we got to get that booty firm again. Because I did a lot of yoga and kickboxing one time in my life and I felt so good. And I was like, wow, I'm really strong. I'm really curvy. I loved it. So in the process, I would just tell myself, I love my booty. I strengthen my booty. My booty is beautiful. She's bootylicious. And then I was led to a dance class where we twerked and we learned how to shake our booty. Ave Bay on Instagram, she's fucking phenomenal. She's such a good teacher. Foxy Roxy on YouTube, she's so much fun. And so I started doing these booty activities and I didn't even really realize what I was doing. This was just like an affirmation that was important to me, and it wasn't something I needed to post all over. I didn't put it on my freaking mirror. Like, I didn't have to post it everywhere. It was just something, and it was a way of me to understand what affirmations are. Okay, affirmations are stories that you are asking to retell yourself so you can build a new connection with the person that you are growing into. And the more you acknowledge that these stories are asking to be acknowledged and written, aka affirmations, the quicker you are able to grow into this person you're here to be. And I'm not afraid to say that time does matter when you're growing to the person you're here to grow as, because as a human, we are literally infinite. As humans, we are literally infinite. Yes, this physical body is not, and there is life and death, but when I say we're infinite, this human body can do absolutely anything there is to do. We can literally do anything in the entire universe if we decide what we want and what we want to accomplish. So with that being said, my partner is obsessed with my booty. Like, he loves it and like I love it. And it's just so beautiful to witness. And I hope it's not embarrassing for him. I'll probably talk to him after the episode and just tell him a little snippet of what we're talking about. But it's so beautiful to allow my partner to admire my body, because I choose to love my body. It wasn't that I needed his validation to love my body. And he was not the reason why I focused on my physical fitness and strengthening my body and getting that luscious booty that I was confident in. And it's not even about the size of the booty. It was about the way I treated her, right? And so those classes, those dance classes and the hip shaking, like that all ties into the way I feel about my body and how much I love her and how much I think she's playful and sexy and sensual, right? And so I rub my body. I love her. And this was something I never thought I'd get to. I always thought I was just going to be that small petite girl that didn't have any curves and just, yeah, like I wanted to be luscious and beautiful and I want the curves, and that's okay if I want that. That's okay if I want that, because it's literally in my heart and soul that that's what I want. I want to be luscious. And even as a woman saying that, if you know me and you know parts of my story, like I was almost attacked in Costa Rica. Almost. I was. I've been attacked by men before, and I do feel that it has to do with my body. I remember being a really, really, really young girl, probably like 7 years old, if not younger, in a Home Depot, and like a man was making very inappropriate faces to me. So for so long, I was so afraid that my body had to be hidden so I could be hidden so I wouldn't get attacked. So for me to be in this place of like feeling confident, feeling luscious, wanting to love my body, wanting it to be loved by a man and respected by him, like that's come from so much healing. But it all started with me working on myself. And that took learning about affirmations and creating my own affirmations. So my loves, create your affirmations, feel your affirmations, and focus every affirmation on you. Because if you want your partner to be obsessed with you, you have to be obsessed with yourself first. If you want your boss to love and respect you, you have to love and respect yourself first. If you want your children to listen to you, you have to listen to yourself first. And in the process of doing everything you need for yourself, naturally it will be radiated outward. And I actually don't want to speak too much on mothers because I'm not a mother, and I feel like that's a very big role that you can't really speak on how to be a mother if you're not one. So please don't take this as parenting advice, but I just want to preface that if you are telling yourselves these new affirmations and your life shifting and aligning to actually make these affirmations into manifestations that are true in your life, naturally some people in your life may not come with you. Naturally, this new affirmation will lead you to a different environment. And I invite you to not be scared of that. I invite you to open up into the unknown. I invite you to love and forgive everyone that you've once come in contact with, but not be afraid to love them at a distance. Not be afraid to create stories over and over and over again. Create these affirmations over and over and over again, even when you've already accomplished one manifestation. The work will never end. It is always, 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 always happening. And I don't mean this to put pressure on you and say that you must always be moving your body 24/7. Like, no, obviously be a human. Get your rest when you need it so you can continue to be a functioning human. But what I'm saying is these affirmations and these stories are consistently being written. And it's your beautiful, blessed opportunity, like God has given you this opportunity to write these stories. So congratulations on being a human. That is a remarkable, remarkable journey and experience. Yes, very challenging, but very, very magical. Affirmations, affirmations, affirmations. I am the most beautiful version of myself. I am the wealthiest version of myself. I am the most divine and most powerful and most sacred. I am allowed to be the best at every single thing that I do. I am safe to feel and look beautiful. I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, and subscribe to our podcast. And love you. So much.